because I do think he'd be an amazing girl dad. But, you know, maybe I'm just meant to be a wolf pack mum. You know, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just good with boys. I thought I was crazy. So this was not planned, right? I've said that before. I was on birth control, but the universe found her window to make this happen. And so I remember it so perfectly. He was watching a Lakers game and the Lakers were losing. But I was in the kitchen. I was like, my body, I feel off. Something's off, and I'm so in tune with myself. I was like, I feel off. I'm gonna do a pregnancy test. I'm crazy. I'm not pregnant, but I'm just gonna, you know, settle that so it's done. And it's like a rom-com. I was sitting in the bathroom. I was on the toilet looking at this stick, and I was like, and the only word I could say over and over again was the F word. Just it's the only word that came out of my mouth in different tones and levels of, this is real. I only took one because I just knew. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I believe it. I believe it. I've been feeling a little different and feeling a little off, so to speak. And this makes sense. And then I remember I walked out of the toilet and I sat it on the counter and I'm looking at myself in the mirror like a rom-com, just like looking at myself like I'm gonna have a baby. This is insane. I was like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna tell him? If the Lakers are losing, I can't tell him now. It's terrible news while the Lakers are losing. And so I waited for maybe 40 minutes or whatever, and he came in and he's like, baby, big day. The Lakers came back, they won. And I was like, it's about to get bigger. You're probably gonna need to sit down for this. And he sat down next to me. We were in the bathroom, and I didn't know how to say it. I was like, I have to tell you something really big, and I don't even know how to begin this conversation. And he's looking at me, he's like, what is it? You can tell me, like, what is it? Anything. What's going on? Are you okay? I was like, I'm okay, but I'm pregnant. And he just got this huge smile on his face, and he came over and he hugged me. He's like, baby, that's awesome. And of course I was scared at the time because we're relatively new as a couple. Even though we feel like we've spent lifetimes with each other, it's still, you know, a quicker timeline than we were thinking. We were probably a year ahead of what we were really talking about. But he was so excited knowing how much I've wanted this for so long, and he has seen the type of mother that I will be and the way that I am with his kids. You know, I'm very nurturing and loving, and I love those kids so deeply. And he was like, I'm so excited for you to have this, and I'm so excited to do it with you. And so it was really cool. It was really amazing. Yeah. Boy, the man only makes boys. I mean, we did the test at 10, the blood test, at 10 weeks to find out. I was like, I'm not waiting. If I can know now, I want to know now. And we didn't even do a pregnancy reveal. We didn't do anything big like that. We just got the email and opened it together. And I don't think any of us thought it was going to be a girl. I think all of us were, even his mum was like, it's a boy. What do you mean? And so we did talk about, you know, if we do this again, that we will plan for a girl, and we'll do those steps that, you know, modern medicine can now do, which are just phenomenal, and have a girl. But let's see how my body does with one first, and how we do, and see if that's on the cards for us. But I think he'd be an amazing girl dad. He's an amazing dad. He'd be an amazing girl dad. You always get nervous with these things, I think, right? We're a blended family now. Those beautiful kids have been through so much change in a short space of time, and I'm always very sensitive to that with them. And so it's not that I thought they love me deeply, but who knows how they're gonna feel about another kid. And so we sat them on the couch. I actually have a video of it, but we sat them on the couch and we brought out the ultrasound photo, and it was Bodhi, the middle, that was like, is Sean having a baby? And he got stuck, that's a baby! And then Journey was just like the youngest one, he was just taking it in. And I thought, oh, he's not pleased, he's not thrilled. And then he got super excited. He'll play with me, and he'll play with the dinosaurs, and maybe he'll have blonde hair like me, and all these different things. And so now they come in and we call them snuggle puddles in the morning. They come in and jump on the bed. and hug my tummy and kiss it and say good morning to Peanut, because that's his nickname. And they just can't wait for him to be here. We'll see. We are a big family already, which I absolutely love. I am about to have this beautiful gift of bringing life into this world. And if I feel called to do it again, if we as a couple and a family feel called to do it again, then yeah, we would plan for a girl. Because I do think he'd be an amazing girl dad. But you know, maybe I'm just meant to be a wolf pack mum. You know, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just good with boys. Oh no, I'll be in a hospital with all the machines and all the doctors and everything that could possibly, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm 36. I remember when I went in for our first ultrasound and my doctor said to me, you know, you're considered a geriatric pregnancy. And I was like, never speak those words to me again, ever. A geriatric pregnancy is devastating. What do you mean? But because of my age and I am 36, I don't want to take the risk of not being near modern medicine and all the help if there is something that I need. So we will be in a hospital with our doctor, planning on a vaginal birth. You know, so can I say that? I don't know. It's not natural in a sense of, you know, I don't want any of the like epidural or the help with the pain. I am open to it. I want to do more research and be open to trying to do it myself, but I'm also not opposed to, if it gets too much, having that, you know, having access to it, I guess. We've thought of a lot of names. We even just brought up a new name a couple of days ago. We have definitely not locked in on anything. Some are really different and cool. Some are kind of creative and artsy. Some are just really strong. Some are traditional. We have no idea. I don't know what he feels like yet until, you know, he's here. I don't know. No, I'm not prepared. Is anyone ever prepared? I mean, we know where everything's going to be going and we got everything planned out, but we haven't actually started doing those things yet. So, but we're coming up to that point. You know, I'm 6.5 months pregnant now. I'm like, baby, we gotta do some things. Otherwise, you'll be on your own and I'll be watching you. But I am now really getting to that point of wanting to nest. Like, I really feel myself wanting to do it and set it up. Whereas weirdly, for the first few months, it's like I could forget that I was pregnant. I could just keep moving and doing, and you know, I've had a really blessed and easy time with him. So it was like, yeah, it's fine, we'll get to it. And now I realize how quickly time is going. I'm like, we've got 2.5 months to go. We should probably get started on the nursery. Honestly, we didn't really do that. Like, so this is the timeline, right? We just allow things to flow. It's on the cards, of course. You know, we've talked about it. What type of weddings we like, you know, whether it's big or small, or even rings. You know, there's been discussions over the time that we've been together of stuff we like and that we would want. And we are endgame, so it is definitely on the cards for at some point. But we weren't that kind of relationship that was like, so we'll get married here and then we'll schedule in a baby for here, you know. But if you book a gig, we can push that a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like, let life be life. Right. Let's just enjoy each other and trust that things will happen when they're meant to. No, I think that's a very old-fashioned belief. I do see every now and then people comment of things like that, and that is their belief system, and that's fine. But for me, I have no need to have a ring on my finger to know that I'm going to be loved and supported by this man, and so will our child, and to know that we're happy and together. It doesn't give me any more sense of security, you know. So I'm not looking for that necessarily. Don't get me wrong, I want it, but I don't need to have it before the baby. I think, let's enjoy this. And also on a very vain sense, let me like have the baby and then get back to like what I would want to be at my wedding, you know? It's so funny. I'm such an independent person, and I honestly haven't had weird cravings like that, but he has been incredibly doting and loving, and anything that comes up, I'm like, is this normal? He's like, baby, it's normal. Yeah, because he knows. He's done this 5 times. He knows. 4 times. This is his 5th time. And so it's been really comforting. It's given me a big sense of security and safety and confidence, I think, in being with a man that is just so in tune with what's happening with my body and so much more understanding of it than even I am, I think. Right. And it's been really, really cool to have him be a partner in that sense. You know, he's supportive, he's a sounding board, he's incredibly loving. And we just laugh at my, cravings of a big bowl of popcorn with butter and salt all over it. I mean, it's kind of me anyway, but maybe just in a bit more abundance. He's amazing. He's an incredible dad, and it's one of the things I fell in love with about him, was watching him be a dad and thinking I've never known a man like him. The way he parents, the morals that he instills in them, the way he teaches them, the way he guides them, so much love and kindness. And, I did grow up with love and kindness, but the way that he does it is just so beautiful, and I thought that is a man that I would want to be the father of my children. And, he does an amazing job at co-parenting too. It can't be easy for anyone, and especially the kids, to be going from, having a family that's all together to now having 2 different blended families, essentially. But I think it's a testament to them that these kids are so balanced and doing such a great job, and they're so loving and kind. And, I think that everyone is thriving as much as they can be in a world of so much change. But there is a lot of love in our home, and those kids are incredibly happy when they're with us. We have a farm of animals, basically. We have 4 dogs and 3 rabbits and chickens and roosters. And so we can only take care of what is in our space, and we know that there is a lot of love there, and we're really happy. I think everyone wants this gossip on Meghan and I because, we have essentially been with the same man, but there is no gossip there. We're 2 women that are living our lives and doing, incredible things on our own, and we're both incredible women on our own. She has her own amazing relationship, and so do I. Do you talk to your exes and sound off them, that you went to dinner and that this is how that was, It's a funny question that people love to ask. They're fascinated with this idea of us being in the same story. Whereas her story finished with Bri, and they have now it's all blended into a different thing. But people just want to blend it into something else and make it into something that it's not. It's great to talk about this at an event like here today with women. It's such a shame that women are pitted against each other, and that women like to compete with one another or are believed to be competitive with one another when we don't have to be. We can just be supportive of one another, and there is so much more power in that. But it's a huge question that I get all the time, and so I thought, I want to address this because I feel like women need to know that you shouldn't compare yourself to anyone. You are the only you. The first trimester was, again, for me, I've been very, very lucky with this, and they, I guess an old wives' tale, boys are easier than girls in some sense, but I had no morning sickness, no food aversions. I had massive tiredness, and when we were doing like group rehearsals for Dancing with the Stars, I would just, I would be like, I need something. I need a nap. The tiredness would just hit me. But that was really my only sort of symptom that I had coming up. And that was manageable to a degree, although that tiredness is unlike any other. And then other than that, I've been totally fine. Except for now, I've been through 3 pregnancy pillows trying to get comfortable. And I'm really feeling my body change and move. Center of balance is different. Putting on heels today for the first time, very different. There's a lot I'm feeling, but it's all been a really nice experience for me so far. So I'm very grateful. So I've officially gained, 17 or 18 pounds, I think it is, and I'm 26 weeks about, and my doctor said I'm probably going to gain maybe 10 more. And that's been an interesting thing for me too. I remember when, I usually sit at around 130. I'm a lot of muscle too. And I remember when that scale went over 140 and I was like, oh, I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with this. I'm okay with this. I had to have a real talk to myself about this is beautiful. And I've never really been attached to a number on a scale either, because I'm just heavier because I have so much muscle too. So I don't worry about the number so much, but that over 140 was something for me where I was like, okay, this is new territory, and I'm just gonna breathe really quick and try and be okay with this, but I'm embracing it. I know that my body is doing magical things right now, and I'm going with it. There's no other choice. I think in some ways, yeah, I would be lying if I said no, because it's the unknown for me, right? I have no idea. I want to say I'll bounce back quick because I'm fit. I'm doing all the things, the Pilates, the core, the Kegels, all the stuff to keep my body really engaged and strong to help not just bouncing back, but birth and delivery. And all those things are really healthy, but how I'm going to bounce back? I have no idea. I'm sure women plan for everything with pregnancy and then the unknown happens. So I just have to be open to change, whatever that is. I would love to get back dancing really quickly for my soul, but I've got to listen to my body and, after birth and seeing how that adventure goes, because again, there could be curveballs. Listen to my doctors and my body, but I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I do bounce back quick and get back to feeling my fit self, because that's also what makes me feel good. She did, babe. 7 weeks later, Peter Murgatroyd was doing this season of Dancing with the Stars. I was like, you're a machine. Like, you're not human. But she did say it was really hard. I would love to come back to Dancing with the Stars this year. I mean, I'm definitely not done dancing, but I'm also going to be a mum for the first time. So I don't know how my soul is going to feel about it, and I don't know how my body's going to feel about it. But it's definitely a conversation that I'll have with them. And if I'm not there dancing every week, maybe I can choreograph a couple of group numbers, which I would love to do. Let's be a judge. Yes, let's do that. I would love to be a judge. I judged the Australian Dancing with the Stars, and it was just such an amazing experience, and it felt right. It felt exactly where I wanted to be. I'd love to do it here. It's not necessarily even advice. It's just checking in, genuine checking in and loving on the stuff that I've been sharing, or then sharing other stuff with me that, maybe my post sparked a memory for them. And if I have any questions, obviously they're ready with the advice, but they're really just so excited for me. So many of them have watched me for so long now, want this and be really searching for that fairy tale in a sense. And meeting Bri was wonderful, and that love and our story has just been so cool. And then now to have this happen too, I mean, they're all just over the moon for me. They're really excited.